Betway, Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, MSI, and ESEA.
I want to watch some of the best Counter-Strike you could possibly have right here in Dallas, Texas. It's now time to start your first semifinal matchup. Team Liquid versus Na'Vi.
Here comes a free kill, and Rain, certainly this is it. It's over. Magis, who better to end it?
All right then, Dallas, it is time, the Verizon Theatre, for one last venture into the Counter-Strike world. It's time for a culmination of hard work, talent, failures, grit, determination. I could go on, I don't need to. It's the grand finals of the ESL Season 7 Pro League. And my goodness, have we got such a treat for you. Astralis are on a streak, undefeated, and now standing in their way. It's a home team, North American roster, Team Liquid. They've got a bit of spice from all over the world as well. And look, I just have to say their name. And already we find the Verizon Theatre starting to bang up the roof. They're making noise and they're starting to get ready for this one. We've already had the show match. In fact, we got to see the Texas team take it. Maybe that's a sign of things to come. It's unlikely. And our analysts I'll introduce later will tell you all about that. Either way, I don't need to do anything else. All I need to say is stay there, tell your friends, tell your friends' friends, tell your mum's friends, tell your mum's friends' friends to get here right now and get ready to watch a grand final. It's coming up right now. A common phrase that would be exchanged when I played video games was resistance please. You'd spam it in the chat when you wanted your team to get triggered and tilted on the other side of the server. Resistance please, please put up a fight, and it has been the case for the entirety of the tournament for this Danish roster, and now they step onto that stage. To talk all about it and more, I do have Chad Sponge Birchall and Janko YNK Paunovic. Quite the deadly duo of analysis. Get to talk to you once more about the realms of counter. Chad, You've been basically spending about 60 minutes scrawling things in your notebook. You feeling prepared for this grand final?
Yeah, I was just scribbling down a couple of thoughts, Alex, looking into the matchup we've already seen between Astralis and Liquid going into this one, because it's already happened once throughout this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, this is where Chad is a Liquid and I'm Astralis. You know, he's preparing, he's writing everything up. You know, he's looking at the demos. He's like, this is what they like to do. and I just show up and do my thing and win the final.
That's right. You all know your power of predictions. All we have to do is just predict against
Liquid to win.
Yeah, and then it's basically whoever you don't say is definitely going to be lifting that trophy. I should remind you, by the way, this is the Game Flip pre-show, and a big thank you to them for one of the many sponsors here. If you want to go check out the giveaway, $10,000 worth of goodies, it's gameflip.com/ESL. It's like hardware, in-game items, and everything in between. With that said, though, let's try and get our heads around this. And actually, I'd like to start with Group A. Let's go for some chronological order here. Yeah, all the way to Group A. It feels like oh so long ago we started those groups, but Liquid were within them, and now they find themselves stepping out to that grand final stage on the last day. Not many teams of the 16 are going to be seeing at least this perspective that they're about to see on that stage.
It does feel like a long week, but yeah, at the start of the week coming into this, it was hard to tell with Liquid where they were, right? The fact of the matter was seeing them with Taco, it's only happened a couple times, and this roster change is still very fresh. We talk about learning. That seems to be the thing we're doing as an analyst and the team and the viewers at home over the last couple of months, Alex. And we've got a very nice experience for ourselves here because Liquid are showing good form. Yeah,
let's bring up the group so you can see exactly how it worked out for Liquid. So it started over here. This is actually going to be the upper bracket, but it actually started way, way further behind that. In the groups, they played versus Greyhound. You'll be able to catch that one. For some reason, we're looking at the other. Where are they? Am I blind?
They're in Group B.
Nobody
both Astralis,
from this group made it.
Yeah, both Astralis and Liquid were in Group B. So that's why they already faced once in the group stages, as you can see in the upper bracket final. And you know, the narrative coming into the playoffs was Liquid wasn't really tested for a playoff spot, you know, beating Greyhound in the best of one and Space Soldiers, who were with us standing in a best of three, and then comfortably falling to Astralis, right? It was like, what are they going to do against Na'Vi? And they definitely showed up, were very composed, showed a lot of grit on that first map. Dust2, their pick, right, had to come back, didn't go great in the first half, and then they just demolished Na'Vi in the second map, so definitely earned their spot here in the grand finals.
So yeah, they played versus a multitude of different teams. I think the one that's most interesting to many was that game versus Astralis, just because we were like, okay, how much challenge can they handle? How much resistance can they put up? And it did seem like Space Soldiers, fine, Greyhound, whatever, but then they did seem to look a little overwhelmed in that Astralis.
We have to think about the Astralis game. They had all the win conditions. They won all the pistols, right? Yeah. They won all 4 pistols over 2 maps. They actually were leading in the clutches 4-1 of Astralis's. The only thing they didn't have going for them was the opening kills. Astralis was dominating that throughout that matchup. It was 32-16. So the fact is, you know, the 16-10, the 16-7 that we saw go down on Nuke and Inferno in the groups, it didn't seem like that much of a fight because they weren't able to convert rounds as a team.
Well, if we go to the playoffs then, that's when the challenges got a little harder, and that's when you as analysts started to get a bit more converted, Janko. That Mouse Sports game, this was when you started to see, you know, actually see what kind of Liquid we were going to have at this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when they came to the playoffs, that's when they stepped up their game, and maybe just, you know, they got the proper opposition really to show what they've got. And, you know, they had that great series versus Mouse Sports at first, and then yesterday in the semifinals versus Na'Vi really showed us, you know, how they took advantage of that extra time off by not attending IEM Sydney to really put the work in.
A couple of my biggest takeaways have been you don't necessarily need an AWP to get to a grand final, which of course Virtus Pro taught us many years ago. But also, I think, you know, the fact that Taco is fragging makes me happy. It's probably more of a selfish thing just because he's a good dude to hang out with. But also, I just don't like seeing the vitriol he had to deal with, and now coming back stronger, New Jersey, and still fragging.
Yeah, it's definitely a chance for him to write a new chapter in his Counter-Strike story, and he's putting in a lot more impact with this Liquid roster. You've seen in a lot of games him having pivotal moments, having rounds where he's been able to turn them on the head with a couple of key frags. And that's something, it's not that we didn't see in SK, just there were so many more stars around him that he was facilitating. Here, it feels more like an even playground for him.
And now we're going to do the same thing for Astralis. I feel like these replays are going to look a little different, though, because every player has taken it in turns, Chad, to just do bonkers stuff in the server.
You just have to think back to DreamHack Masters Marseille, and that's exactly what was happening there. That was the storyline for Astralis at that event. Now, coming into Sydney, there wasn't to be the same thing. Glaive definitely dropped off in performance. But back here in Dallas, all 5 members of Astralis, Alex, are in the top 10 rated players of the tournament. So it does seem a lot like that Marseille win.
So if we look at Astralis FaZe, now this is a game, Janko, you're definitely familiar with. You had your eyes locked to the screen, and I'd have to say,
blink, Alex.
every single player had their moment in this match.
Absolutely. I mean, just the fact that Astralis, once again, before the grand final starts, has 5 players in the top 10, tells you how dominant they have been across this tournament, right? The most people have got against them is 11 rounds or 10 rounds, really. And it's just an example of how good a team is when everyone knows what they're doing, when everyone's you know, confident in the calls, and when everyone is performing well individually, right? That's where all the confidence comes from. I mean, there was a round here by Dupree. This is the round. He gets 3 kills, doesn't even lose almost a single point of HP, right? It's just like, well, what do you do at this point?
This is great from Glaive as well. You got 3 there, I believe, in the end of it. It's just everyone. In fact, Glaive's statistics on Inferno, I think it was like over 100 ADR. He's got close to 30 frags in what was a 16-3 stomping versus FaZe Clan as an in-game leader. Like, that's just unheard of.
He was the highest rated player in that series, you know, and what we praise Astralis the most is the team play, right?
Sure.
So even if Glaive had an abysmal performance every time around, you would still say, you know, we would still say, yeah, but he's very valuable. Look how good they're playing as a team, right? He's focusing more on the calls. They're playing that well as a team, and he's playing incredibly well as an individual. It's very difficult to find a weak spot now for Astralis.
It's very hard to find a weak spot absolutely anywhere here in the Verizon Theatre, but I think we have found one. Stunner, over to you.
Wow, Alex, I'm not sure I feel about that. Something about machines a wanker. No, wrong city. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at Dallas, Texas. Are you awake? Okay, not bad, not bad. So I've got this little hat right here. I got it from my friend Jacob. Let's go ahead and check in with Jacob real quick. Jacob, look, man, you were here last year. Talk to me about the experience.
Last year was a lot of fun. It was my my first Counter-Strike event. Really, I hadn't played much Counter-Strike before that. Came with my friend. But it really got me into Counter-Strike, and for the last year, I've been playing it a lot, and it was a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, I mean, if you look around here, this place is electrifying. I think we've got just a few more Liquid fans in the house than Astralis. Is that right, Dallas? It's pretty lit out here. All right, so we're going to get one thing here, man. What do you think is going to happen in this? Is Liquid going to overcome? Are we going to crown Liquid the champions ESL Pro League Season 7?
We're in Dallas, Texas. It's the greatest state in the greatest region, the greatest country in the entire world. NA is going to take this 3-1. I'll give Astralis one map, but it's a 3-1 easy match for Liquid.
Wow. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for a grand final? Well, let's get it on.
Okay, I'm going to make a special request. We'll just remember that guy's seat number, and we'll come back to him on map 3. Let's do that. That'll be fun. Okay. All right, let's get into some more Counter-Strike. Now, though, as they've already clashed. When you start looking at the numbers, I feel like let's get the numbers out of the way now, just because we have. I know that notebook's got something in it. I know it's got something in it, and we've got some of the ratings down here. You've already mentioned that they are 4 of the 5 top-rated players at this tournament. We're just going to go ahead and just quickly get some of those digested. I wrote a couple down. One that's really fun for me is that since Magis joined this roster, I got this little tidbit from Reddit, so shout out to you. Magis has got a better rating at every single event he's attended with Astralis sequentially.
Yeah, it's more and more comfortability feels in the team, right? And the fact of the matter is they don't put him in a star role where he needs to make the plays that he had to in the past rosters. He kind of gets to fill in, and when he gets a chance to find those gaps, you can see him really flourish. Yeah. The thing with this roster is, it's not Device who's the #1 rated player right now for these guys. It's actually Dupree who's sitting as #1 in the whole tournament. Magic's #3. You've got Device coming in at 5, Glaive at 4, and Zipnik's at 10. So they've got the top 10 real covered.
Has Dupree ever really been a head-turning player for you, Yanko? I know he's always been, you've called him reliable, you've called him consistent to a degree. He's never been a star in your eyes.
I think he has been early on, right?
Okay.
You know, 2014 probably is when you look at when him and Device really asserted themselves as the 2 best Danish players. And
the double Ds.
The double Ds, right, of Dignitas at the time. So I think, and then they both fell off a little bit, right? They had some roster changes in the meanwhile, and he was always, as you said, you know, reliable, solid, but wasn't really considered a world-class player or one of the best players in the world. But right now, ever since Magic's joined, and at a couple of tournaments, he's really been lights out, especially considering his role, right? The entry fragger, he is very aggressive, takes a lot of fights. So even in that sense, he's doing a lot for his team.
You have to think about that as the fact that when Kyobi came into this roster, he was taking Dupree's roles. Dupree actually gave them up so Kyobi could be more comfortable and flourish. He didn't really live up to that hype, whereas Dupree is actually doing so, right? Yeah. And now that the double D combo is the star-studded, you know, thing that we look for Astralis at the moment, these guys, Device and Dupree, are carrying the team in terms of opening duels on the CT and the T sides.
Yeah, I mean, that's just some of the intel I got. Actually, sorry, speaking of Intel, all the PCs, all the matches are played on Intel iCore 7s. Just going to go ahead and slide that one in there like Chad slides into the DMs. So they haven't dropped a single map so far, Astralis. And I want to just start talking about maps right here, right now. Now, Yanko, I know this is your jam. It makes you happy. Let's start having that conversation. I guess that you lose some of the fun with a best of 5?
Yeah, I think, what's interesting as well, if FaZe and Cloud9 are, the rivalry and they meet at every single tournament, where that seems to be the case in 2018 for Astralis and Liquid. They played in Katowice, Star Series, they played here already in groups at Marseille. So last 2 times they met, they played 5 different maps. So I think here comes down to Astralis, whether they're going to veto. I think for Liquid, it is going to be overpass again, right? I don't think that's a risk you really want to take in a grand final. And Astralis now are in a problem where they're not sure which map to veto. Like, they are so good on all of the maps. Will they just go for that Dust2 ban? That might be a good play here, because we've seen that they can be very strong on Mirage yesterday versus FaZe. That used to be their ban for the majority of the games they've had.
And just to back that up, can you remember what Zonic said that I know caught both of your attention when he was like, why are we previously been banning Mirage?
Because they struggle against an Opera who plays CT.
That's how specific it got to when it comes to what map they choose to ban. I mean, Chad, that's a luxury. I'm sure you never had that opportunity in game leader, but that was always the goal, right? You can just handpick which map you choose to veto against your opponent.
The dream is to have the 7-map pool, right? And Astralis are the closest team in the world right now to getting that. So the fact that they can choose in this environment how they want to deal with that situation, that one point made there right there. We've been talking about the fact Liquid doesn't really have a main AWP, right? They've been able to do it, been able to pick it up and use it as a utility, but there isn't a star who can run away with the game with the AWP on this Liquid roster.
So Liquid's primary goal here, Yanko, is to get maps they are comfortable on in the first 3, as many as possible.
Well,
Overpass is gone.
That's it.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Astralis veto train over something else like a Dust2, right? Because we've seen Liquid are able to even blow out their opponent, but also mount a comeback when the game is close. And Liquid go for that overpass ban. Something interesting about Liquid, they only played 16 maps on LAN with Taco, but they played not 7, Alex, but 8 different maps out of those 16. They even played Cobblestone in Marseille when it was on. They played Dust2. So they did play every single map. Obviously, when you play 8 different maps out of 16 games, there's not a huge sample size of any of the maps to really say, oh, this is a great map for Liquid. But I think we've established that Dust2, Inferno, and probably Mirage are the top 3 they'd like to go for.
Astralis have kept their map pool pretty modest at this event as well. They haven't actually had to play a lot of games because of all the 2-0s that we've been seeing, but they've only played 4 maps, right? So now if we go all the way,
let's have a look.
We might get a few more in there.
So we're going to be seeing, and that's so exciting. Liquid had a bit of a stomping ground after the Mouse Sports and them clashed on this one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, absolutely. And they played against Navi, right, as well in the semi-final, and they've shown to have been pretty capable on the map. Something that maybe if I'm Astralis, what I would do differently is I wouldn't pick Nuke in the first phase. I would pick it in the second one. Because sure, they had that. It was a pretty comfortable win. As Chad pointed out, they even lost both pistols. But there were some close rounds. Some rounds where, timings were just a little bit off for Liquid, and that game could have went a different way. Also, Nuke, you never know. It's just such a strong CT-sided map that if things go wrong early on for you on the T side, you just might get stuck in a rut. And seeing how good Liquid is on Dust2, worst case scenario for Astralis, you might be 0-2 down. And even if they're as strong of a team as they are, just mentally realizing that that's it, you have to win 3 maps in a row now. It's not ideal, Alex.
That's scary. That really is scary. I mean, Nuke, does that feel like, if you just put it into, take it out of the best of 5 context in the order, does that feel like it's the best punish for Team Liquid in your eyes, Chad? Just because of the fact that you haven't been a team, a roster of 5 for that long, Nuke is going to take a while to get down?
Yeah, I just think the fact that it is second is the case that they get to start on the CT side as well, right? So it's a little bit easier in that regard. But the win conditions for Liquid are making sure they get those pistol rounds, because we've been talking about them needing to make plays. That's how they've been able to stay in a lot of close matches, is individuals like Naf stepping up and getting a multi-kill on an eco or force buy round. Those things have really helped them in the tighter games. Now, going up here against Astralis, they were winning the pistol rounds. They were winning the clutches more so than the Astralis guys, and they still weren't winning the lion's share of the rounds. Yeah. So they need to make sure that it's the team-based stuff, just the gimmies that they need to be converting, because everything else is already kind of working for them.
I'm very intrigued to see how this grand final goes down. As if I don't know if at any point I wouldn't be, but now I've got the maps and I know we get that Dust2, we get to see Nuke. There's a lot of excitement surrounding that. And actually, I'm intrigued. We'll come back to this. I'm intrigued to know what the casters think now. They know the best of 5 they're about to be shouting about. Your casters for the grand final, Henry and Harry. Boys, you've got Dust2, Nuke. What are you thinking?
Oh, it's going to be absolutely electric, whatever happens, Harry. Like, this is going to be a great final to cast. There is one team that everyone in the world is talking about right now, and that's Astralis. They just look way too strong. Do we feel like Liquid can even make a dent on them today?
I mean, I tell you what, they got the crowd behind them, Henry. This crowd is electric as well. Like, they're really, really rallying behind Liquid. I've just seen the guys back here. They're all smiles. They look pretty good. They're feeling pretty good about this one. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people are giving them credit for, Henry.
Well, let's see. I do agree with the guys on the desk. The problem that Liquid have got is the AWP. I think that's going to be such a huge factor here. They have been picking it up. They have been using it, but Device just looks way too good right now. Dupree's on some insane form. That double D combo is going to be a lot of trouble to shut down. We're going to have some fun with it. I hope you guys do as well. Alex, we'll throw it back to you.
Thanks so much, gents. Yes, go take your seats, get your water, whatever else you need to do. Maybe comb your hair, Harry, whatever floats your boat. Anyway. We are going to be getting into this one, and before we do get into the individual players, we start throwing out some analysis for Dust2 specifically, I think we should get this grand final started. And you can't have a grand final without a golden boy and without players on that stage. So let's kick this grand final off for Season 7.
Dallas, jewel of the Lone Star State, and also the birthplace of competitive Counter-Strike. This is the place where esports legends were made. ESL Pro League showed us lots of legendary performances already, with Fnatic winning the first 2 finals in 2015. We saw the rise of Brazilian Counter-Strike when Luminosity won the title in London, and we witnessed their bitter defeat under the SK banner in Sao Paulo in front of a home crowd against Cloud9. In Season 5, the Verizon Theater saw G2 winning the Pro League title over North. Season 6, Pro League went back to Europe, where SK once again outclassed all other competitors.
It's just nice to be a part of, to hear the atmosphere and to hear such a nice crowd going crazy. That's something that we play for, and that is something that we enjoy.
That's my first time feeling the American crowd. Of course, it's a boost for me and for the team as well. I'm feeling really happy because I have them with me. I want to make them proud.
Dallas, Texas. Oh boy. You guys are looking fantastic today. I'm excited for this grand final. I mean, seriously, you couldn't have asked for a better scenario than this. You have one of the best teams in the world in Astralis, and then you always got to have that underdog story of Team Liquid right here on home soil. Ooh. Riveting stuff, riveting stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to get to it. I think it's time to start this epic matchup. Folks, this is your grand final of the evening.
I'm so happy, I'm so proud of the team. I'm happy all of our practice was paying off. We had the chance to go to Sydney and we denied it because the team dropped out, and I'm so happy that we made that decision because right now, I don't think we'd be in this position without the practice that we got. So, actually, I think everybody had really good calling. Everybody had really good reactions to all situations, and that's what Dust2 is. As like a T-sided team, you have to react to everything that you see properly, and we did that.
Nothing but a headshot for that young man. 35 seconds remaining. Great position though from Twist. Twist finally showing us what he can do with that AK. Unbelievable.
I'd obviously prefer to play FaZe, but I'm not scared of Astralis either. We just have to prepare and be really ready mentally tomorrow to play a very long series potentially. This crowd is so awesome. I haven't played on stage in a while now, and the feeling is just so amazing. I've missed it. To take that trophy, especially after like our performance at DreamHack, it would be amazing for the fans and for us, because we've always wanted to win a big event, and I think our chances now.
For me, the match against FaZe was a picture-perfect game for us. Everyone was playing really well individually, and as a team, the communication was awesome. For me as a coach to watch that is like a dream coming true. Everything that we have been working on at home was just working flawless this time. So I think it's important that you have fun as a team, both in-game and out of the game. So whenever we are not playing, we are doing something together socially as well. Yeah, I believe and I hope that every CS team, top professional team, we see each other as friends. We travel a lot and we talk a lot. So I believe that most of the teams are friends and we talk together. Some of us have even played together. Karrigan, for example. I consider Counter-Strike, all of us, as like a family. So obviously on the server it's a different story, and sometimes things get heated. But in the end, we are in this together, and we are one big family. Team Liquid is kind of reminding me a little bit about us. Obviously, they maybe have a little bit of an identity crisis in terms of the AWP role, which Nitro and Twist have, if I believe correctly. I believe that they also have a really strong CT side, as we do, where the T side probably needs some individual skill. We are kind of similar to them. So I expect a really good match. I know they have a great coach as well. I expect that they are going to study us and probably watch our game against FaZe, and they're going to be prepared. Even though that the crowd is cheering for Liquid, we still respect them and we understand it, obviously. It's fun for us, and we are going to enjoy it, hopefully.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome your first team to the stage. Put your hands together for Astralis! They have not dropped a map here in Texas, and they are unequivocally the best coordinated unit in the game. It is safe to say that this team is on fire. But you have to be able to put out that fire, and I think I know the guys just to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Team Liquid! The heavy crowd favorite here in Dallas, Texas. And although they were unproven in the group stage, without a doubt, they showed up to play in the playoffs, and now here they are in the grand finals of the Pro League Season 7 finals. Give it up for both teams. Ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning of the show, I asked you a question. I said, are you ready? Dallas, Texas, I'm gonna ask you a question one more time. Are you ready? It's now time to start the grand finals between Team Liquid and Astralis.
I didn't know Golden Boy was an honorary member of Meshuggah. This dude has got the pig squeal vocals down, and I have got Chad and Yanko to talk through this one. Now, I do just want to read this one out, and I want to hear our analysts' immediate thoughts. Astralis are about to play their 50th map on LAN since Magisk joined. Their record so far is 36 wins, 13 losses. There are 15 of the most successful 50-map starts in CSGO history, and almost all of them were legendary lineups. If Astralis win this map, they will be the second best ever. The only team that has a better record would be the NIP ridiculousness at the start of the game.
The legendary NIP run that I don't think anyone will ever touch, Alex. I think what we're seeing right now from Astralis is undoubtedly the best brand of Counter-Strike out of any team in probably the last year. The way that these guys have approached the game, the way that they're taking the practice, it's just something which we haven't seen in either such a long time or maybe even ever. Yeah. So what they're doing here at this tournament, what they've done over the last couple is extremely impressive.
I think the record is even more impressive considering obviously NIP is the #1 with 50-0 in the first 50 maps, and the second one is Very Games when Shox initially joined the lineup. So those are the two lineups that have played, early on in CSGO, 2013, 2014. It wasn't nearly as competitive as it is right now. So for Astralis to have such a strong start in this modern CSGO is remarkable.
Are we not kind of going against what we've said previously regarding other teams are in flux and they're kind of seizing the moment a bit, or does
I mean, they are. That's just the state of affairs right now, but that doesn't mean you can take anything away from Astralis. You know, they still had to practice hard. They still had to elevate that game. And honestly, I'm very happy to see it because it's going to force everyone else to step up their own game. Otherwise, Astralis is just going to dominate throughout.
Yeah, Intel CEO is watching this one. He's like, oh my goodness, that Grand Slam is going to be coming out thick and fast unless someone steps up to the plate.
Yeah, this is a chance for Astralis to grab another notch in their belt with that one. And, you know, going up against the hometown heroes of Liquid, last time I remember Liquid in front of a home crowd was ESL 1 New York last year in the best of 5 versus FaZe.
How did that go?
They got absolutely destroyed, Alex. The roster's a little bit different now than it was back then. Stanislaw and JDM were part of the team, but the fact of the matter was it was exciting. It was fantastic. The crowd got behind them, but they couldn't do anything, and FaZe were just on another level individually at that tournament.
What scares me is I'm looking at the DreamHack Masters Marseille game. Now, they put up a fight on one of the 3 maps they played, Yanko, and then the rest were, dare I say it, typical Astralis games, 16-3. They did the same to FaZe.
Same thing happened to Astralis in Sydney in semi-final. Second map, they lost in overtime to Mousesports and still came back and crushed them on the third. So they're not fazed by these close games or anything. You can see that in each map they come with that killer's mindset. And if anything, you know, we're here in Dallas. Zeus is coaching a North American team. If anything, he needs to channel his inner Jason Lake, you know, and start with, bring me the pistols.
Bring him the pistols, indeed. I mean, Astralis haven't been fantastic historically in winning those pistols.
No, but in this event, they've been looking a lot better. Both these teams' pistol stats are relatively good, but head-to-head in the matchup we saw earlier, Liquid were winning all the pistols, and I think a pivotal member of that is Twist. You know, he's been putting in a lot of work on those pistol rounds. But looking just a little bit more at Dust2, we've seen, you know, them go up against Mousesports. We saw them finally close things out against the likes of Na'Vi yesterday. It's a map that I think, you know, if they can win this one, maybe they could be, hey, we're the best Dust2 team in the world right now, and that's something that Liquid are probably going to want to stamp their dominance on early.
I mean, that's what Mousesports had in mind as well in that series in Sydney or Marseille, and they picked Dust2 against Astralis, and they just got completely crushed now. Liquid proved they're a better Dust2 team than Mousesports is, but it's still going to be a very difficult task here for them.
It sounds like we're ready to go. It's Dust2. It's time to see if Liquid can stand against Astralis. Grand Finals, Harry, you're going to have a blast.
I hope so, Alex. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's the grand final. Astralis taking off Team Liquid, and we've got one hell of a map to kick things off. Dust2, it's going to be explosive. It's going to be high-octane Counter-Strike, and Astralis starting on the CT side. Liquid here with 3 sets of armor, 2 smokes. They've got the Molotov, and we'll see which way they start to head. 4 players in towards those tunnels, but there is a bit of presence towards lower B, and there he is, the man everyone's talking about. Dupree with the first headshot.
They can do nothing about that one now. Going to try and walk on through. Flash does go over for him, and they're going to go pushing on out. Devices here to try and help out. Enough. Finding damage, tags up Device. There's the kill back in return, but Dupree playing around in that smoke, going to make things very tricky for them. Just holds down the B bomb site as well. It's Nitro and Naf. Liquid have been so good in these pistol rounds usually, but this time at 2 versus 4, this feels like it's going to be tricky. Everyone rotating in for Astralis. Naf going to go down. Nitro left to try and do what he can, and Dupree is going to shut everybody down.
Very simple procedure there for Astralis. They get the opening kills. There we go. I like that, boys. Going towards lower B, Liquid trying to go fast towards middle. I assume they're going for the B split initially, but Dupree just shuts it all down. He managed to get that first headshot, falls back to more defensive line, and just doesn't miss a shot. You can see how clinical he's looked throughout this tournament, and this does not bode well for this best of 5 Team Liquid. It looks like he's ready to go already. We'll get into the force, but I said that there isn't any armor for the Liquid guys. They're just Eagles and a Scout. I guess at this point, if you're going to 1D anyone, you're not going to take much damage for it. So just try to keep the money a little bit stronger here. It's going to be Device that actually loses out on the Scout battle at the very start, down to 11 HP. As Elise looks for that first kill, the CTs will just fall back to more safer positions, more conservative spots, as Team Liquid make their way towards short. Bit of a default here, just trying to find an opening pick, but Zipex, great position there, just to pick off some heads. Remember, no helmets there, so he's got a very good chance of finding this first kill.
Well, he has actually hopped down. He's given up this position. Taco's over towards the upper tunnels, and 4 players grouped up on short for Liquid. Device is looking that way, and he was tagged up earlier on in the round by Naf with that Scout. He's about to have so many players come his way. Flash gonna come in from Nitro. He's gonna flash high. There's Device with the first kill. No one back in return just yet. And Device, he is gonna get dealt with. Taco chimes in with one more. They're making this round look like something could happen. And nade from Zipnix, that's gonna mop up too. Glaive actually gonna go and find Naf. That's the bomb plot denied, and Taco finished off at the very end. A fantastic recovery there from Astralis. They're gonna lock in that second round.
It was looking so good for Liquid there. They managed to get an opening pick. Device was low. They were pressuring the A site, but like I said, Zipex looking like he was good for 1 or 2 kills there. Drops the nade on top of the plant. It doesn't go down, and the round's recovered very nicely. That wasn't a force buy from Liquid, so they can probably bring P250s out for this round, number 3 here. And we'll see what they've got. Yeah, 4 P250s, no armor, no nades. Just going to try and get that bomb down again. Maybe a faster play towards B. They'll be in towards those tunnels right now, looking like a contact play could be the call. Contact play basically means walking to the site until you find a CT, try and trade out, then everyone has dumped everything they've got. And in they go. They just will find the bomb and just try and buy some time at this point. That's smart play by him. And even those 3 or 4 seconds just allows another player to get towards the doors and make sure the bomb doesn't get planted there.
Ooh, but it's only Device. That nade might be enough to find him. There we go. Taco not quite able to get the bomb down. Alige going to be the man to try and do it, and he might be able to get away with this. Does have the M4. He's going to do damage on his Zipex, but he's going to fall. Astralis 3-0 up, but now the buy comes in for Team Liquid.
Yeah, Alige would have been better off getting that bomb down, though, but obviously has no information as the player at the window, at the door. Was hoping he could find 1 kill there, maybe get the plant. Didn't happen, but remember, they didn't force buy in that second, so they're going to have decent weaponry here. No AWP on the T side, but they do have all the utility, the 5 AKs here. A little bit of residual cash as well for the likes of Taco and Alige. The AWP for Device. I did mention the pregame. That's going to be a huge problem, especially on Dust2. They're going to have some tricks up their sleeve as Device. He uses the smoke at the start of the round, just jumping over, looking for a bit of intel here, but it's a very slow default. That's what we would expect here when you've lost the first few rounds. Just kick things off with your default, what you're comfortable with, nothing too intricate. Feel out the map, what kind of aggression are Astralis presenting. As Dupree and Device hold towards middle, you can see Device just firing off shots. He's hoping to bait someone to try and run through while he's resetting the AWP. Dupree probably gets traded out here. 4 versus 4. Device can't connect the second shot.
Yeah, that trade coming in. That's a big name down for Astralis, saying that Liquid losing Alige not going to come in too handy, but a 4-on-4 will benefit Liquid in this scenario. They have 1 minute and 5 seconds. Where do they want to go? Device is repositioned over here to the back of the B bomb site, as we can see right now. Taco is there, but the bomb's headed over here towards long. Glaive is pushed up into the doors. And are they going to be ready for this? The Shadow gives it all away, and there's Glaive to open up. Nap has to get the trade, and Glaive, he's able to walk away from this one.
CSGO shadows can be a bit of a problem. You can't see your own shadows, so sometimes you can forget when you walk into those kind of positions. They CTs, if they're in there, they have a huge advantage. Always worth dropping a flashbang. You can see it happens again as Glaive just abusing the fact that maybe Liquid not aware that the shadow is peeking round. You want to be running around those corners, really, especially if you know you're on the other side. It'll be the 4 versus 1 now. This Device play has found them a great advantage, but Taco doing some good work here. He finds him an opening. 2 versus 1, drops down to CT spawn. He hasn't got the bomb though, Harry. With the time remaining, this might not be possible.
Yeah, only 15 seconds. Taco tries, he has to get the kills at this point in time, and he's going to fall to Device. But that's still a good sign, at least. Taco feeling it. He's been a key player for Liquid since he joined this roster.
Yeah, he's looked fantastic. Very good. A resurgence of sorts. Changing the role up a bit. He's a bit more stuck in and gets in the bomb site first at points and actually show us what he's capable of in terms of entry fragging and being an instrumental part of the team. That's the Shadow. It's easier to notice in slow motion. You can see how detrimental that can be if you don't go in there correctly once the CT on the other side. For now, though, round number 5, Liquid on pretty much their full eco. They do have Deagles and a P250, but no armor, no nades again, as they take a little bit of grenade damage there. Should be the 5-0, but these are the sort of rounds Liquid are good at winning, Harry. They have been known to win full ecos plenty of times before.
They most certainly have. And with Device getting tagged up so low, now they're going to rely on Dupree to try and help him out. Flash goes through. Taco has armor to go behind this Deagle as well, so if they can get their hands on a rifle, that's going to come in handy. Zipex, so many players about to go pouring his way, and the run boost does get Nitro across. There's a great nade out from Zipex. He's going to fall to Alige. Device is here. Device is tagged low, and Taco, he's going to find Dupree down in mid. Device offered up a couple of shots there, but he's going to miss them, and now Liquid trying to work their way in closer. Glaive does support him from long. They've
Giving Device a lot of room to work with over here on the ramp. He's so low on HP. One shot is all that it takes, but he's not going to give them anything. It comes down to Taco. In a 1 versus 3, no one's giving anything up, and Device is even going to finish things off. So Astralis, they're going to go 5-0 up in spite of what was looking like a good round early on from Liquid.
Yeah, well, Device, not the cleanest of rounds. Not the flashiest, but defensive. Missed a few shots, but it's fine. They win the round. It's against the Deagles. They've stopped the bomb going down, so it's absolutely fine. 3 players survive. But money, still not as strong as you'd think for Astralis, considering their 5s are up. They have been losing manpower in these close rounds. But Device close things out there. The AWP for the first time for Nitro, though. This is where the game really begins. Snipers on both sides. It's so important on Dust2, as Nitro knows there's a potential of a challenge there towards middle. dupreeh waiting to grenade the top. Remember, this team is insane with the grenades. They do so much damage, and this is no different. The double nades coming again. Twist just devours both of them as it goes down to 15 HP. And this is why this Astralis squad is so renowned right now. It's not just firepower and teamwork. It's the theory, the homework that's been put into all of these maps that no one else is doing right now. And they're just redefining how some of the rounds should be played.
Yeah, it used to be about having a team of sharpshooters. Now it's like having a team of mortars. That's what you want to have behind you. Zipex, I mean, right now, 250 utility damage already. We're only 6 rounds into the game, Henry. So, well, here's Taco. He's already been tagged up. He is out here towards B. Going to spot Magisk, but Magisk is very quick on the trigger. There's Glaive. He's been shutting down long. Liquid just can't seem to find anything right now. It's Twist and Nitro left alive, but in a 2-on-5, and Glaive going aggressive in through long. They've got a man in the back, and they've got no idea. Glaive can find both here. Down goes one. Twist just would love to stay alive, but Glaive smites him down. Astralis, they're going to go 6-0 up. This team is looking clinical right now.
Have you ever seen anything like it? Just such a casual round from them as well. Everyone just looks so calm, dropping those nades, funny opening picks, flanking them on every facet of the map. And Glaive, what a fantastic player he's developed into. We saw signs of greatness from him when they won their major back in 2017. He dropped off towards the kind of tail end of the year, but 2018 has been nothing but his. Fantastic stuff, and he just gets stronger and stronger as we get into another buy for Liquid, just riding the coattails of that loss bonus at this point. They're going to have to use a scout for Nitro, and for AKs, they've got very little utility, but they have got long at this point. Device might not be aware of the manpower on the other side. AWP, very vulnerable at this point. Nice little boost, though, to get Taco on the blue box. I don't think Device will be anticipating that, but he has seen the corner. That's where Twist is residing. Nice boost, though. Good reaction! My God, he still gets away with it. That's so fast, and oh dear for Liquid. 5 versus 4 now. They should have had that kill. They had a huge advantage there, Harry.
Oh my goodness, yeah, Glaive gonna even come in with a response. Liquid are just getting shut down at every avenue right now. Still 3 players grouped up inside of this A bomb site. Lige gonna fall over it short. Twists enough. They're trying to pull this back, and Twists! He's gonna find himself a second. He's starting to wake up a little bit now. The smoke's down on the cross, and it was looking like this was gonna be another clean-cut Astralis round. These two that have been so good for Liquid, they've now called all that into question. dupreeh's over on short. Magisk is flanking around through long. Twist is tagged up. He's got the AWP in hand, and he's going to be battening down the hatches over towards long. That Molotov's going to force him out of position. Actually misses its mark. That's given Naf a way in, and now it all falls down to Magisk. 1v2. Sneaking on up. They haven't spotted him yet. He's going to get in close. Finds the first. Now just has Naf to deal with, and Magisk is going to find them both.
That's very, very well played. Magisk just makes them look a little bit foolish there. Sneaks all the way up towards long. They thought they had it covered, but he's already snuck by. Very calm, very clinical stuff once again. And that was their round. Liquid recovered him. It was Twist with some fantastic, wonderful shots there from long to get the bomb down, get them into a position when they could actually win the round. They had the man advantage, but Magisk, he's been so good for this squad recently, and he manages to come out on top. So calm, so cerebral in those clutches. Bomb planted again, Team Liquid can buy, but this shot from Device was just nuts. To have the awareness to go for that. And this was the recovery from Twist. You thought, okay, they can do this one, but Magisk times it to perfection, outplays them both. Naf, he's currently 4-7. The problem is, we've got Harry. Nitro is 0-7. He's the AWPer on Dust2 right now. You can see the frustration starting to set in for Liquid here. Yet to post around, they will take a pause. They're going to need Zeus here because Astralis, they don't look phased whatsoever. They look so calm. This is their map, and they're really enjoying themselves right now. 5 AKs will come out. But what can Liquid do here? It's not too late. 7-0, they can still win the half.
Oh, but Device, he's going to go to drop such a key player for Liquid early on. Man advantage up in favor of the Danes once more. Down through mid, going to be a Liege leading the charge, and that's the frag onto Dupree. Back into a 4-on-4 we go. Liquid, they came close to tasting victory for the first time in that previous round. Now they want to try and get it, and it's Taco to lead the charge. Down goes Zipnik suddenly. Magisk, he was so good in the round prior. This time he's only going to manage one. 2 versus 3 as the bomb goes down, and Glaive flanking round from behind might catch Nitro.
He has been spotted though. Nitro very aware. If he goes down, there's still a chance. Glaive though with the flashbang forces Nitro to turn. This kill defines the round. Glaive's going to get it, but good trade coming in from Naf. Much better from Liquid. That's Astralis trying out the double orb setup for the first time. They're not known to be a double orb squad. They do have Dupree that can pick it up famously at the last major. He was the orb, but it really didn't work out for them. And it's rare to see them bring it out from time to time, but I don't think we'll see it again this half. It's the first round they lose. Dupree missing the shot towards middle after they found the first pick there. And money actually quite low for Astralis. I have one more buy here, but there's a couple of compromises. You can see there's not a single kit purchased. UMP for Glaive, but the orb's out for Device once again. Nitro tries to inflict damage there, doesn't quite connect.
They've tried doing this boost up onto short, looking like they were going to go for a fast play, but they actually missed it. Device now only just arriving. So that's given Liquid a chance to get out into mid. Device, he spotted a Liege there. Zipek's going to be holding mid along with Dupree. They've even rotated Device around. There's 3 players here holding down mid.
Well, the B split worked so well for Liquid before. I guess they're anticipating they'll probably try that again. Taco with his opening pick with the AK-47 towards B. Such a difficult procedure. High risk to go for it. Could be an AWP on the other side. Very vulnerable to utility with a tight choke point there. As Taco still probes the area. Dupree tucks himself in the bomb side. Middle is open for now. In terms of Device's position, he's gone all the way back towards long. Majors in the back end is taking all the aggro, finding all the shots as well. It's down to a Liege to find the second. Nice movement, but Dupree 1 step ahead of him.
And he's still alive, still kicking. They have to deal with Dupree, and he's going to manage himself a second. It's all eyes on Naf. In a 1 versus 3, he's going to go ahead and grab the bomb. Everyone's already here from Astralis. They're just going to sit back, wait for this bomb plant to come in. He's going to fake it out. Zipnik goes pushing in, and he's going to find the kill. Astralis, they managed to find an 8th round on the back of a fantastic sight hold there from Magisk and Dupree.
Really well played from Majors. Like, this guy's on another level right now. 12 kills, 4 deaths, and that's not easy to do. They're coming towards B. You've got Team Liquid players on the other side, ready to go with the AK-47s as well. The fact he gets 2 kills and sets up Dupree as well. That's really nice. Great spray control. You can see what can they do. It's like a Gatling gun at the back of the site, and Dupree, that awareness as well. I thought Liege had him for days there. Great movement to get up there quickly, but Dupree gets 2, secures the round. No plant comes in for Naflight. You can see what that means. They know it's a force buy now. Money just so low for them. The round they won, only 2 players survived, and it's led them here. 2 Deagles, 3 CZs, 8-1 down on the T side of Dust2. It's the first map of our best of 5 in the grand final here at Pro League. Long way to go, but Astralis just look like outclassing Liquid at this point.
Yeah, and I think, one of the scary things is if you recall how well they were able to shut down Guardian yesterday, right? And he's like, one of these prolific AWPers, so much behind him. And then you look over at Nitro, who, does don the AWP. I think that's why we're seeing them struggle so much right now. But they're out through mid, and actually Astralis don't have vision on this. Dupree's holding close, and somehow he's managed 2. So it is just Taco and Twist left alive. Liquid, they cannot find anything. Taco's been burnt down in the flames, 18 HP.
He's just like, just kill me. Just end it. I know what's coming here. He might be able to get Dupree, to be fair. Does get that first kill, but surely can be traded out. Magisk is low, but that's all he finds. It was a pretty desperate attempt from Liquid there with the force buy going in towards B. Went through middle. They got close to the bomb side there, but Dupree's is not missing a shot. Magisk looks so scary in that B side. I would not be heading there, regardless of how strong your B split is. Just let's focus on the defaults towards A, perhaps, because he's not missing a beat right now. Has to be the full eco for Liquid. That was a force buy, believe it or not. Only 1 kill gathered, no bomb planted. Second stage loss bonus gives you $1,900 per player. They'll get 2,400 into the next. There's almost no chance they get more than 1 kill in round number 11 here. Looking for double digits. Astralis really are running away with this one now.
Yeah, this is a scary scoreline. If you are a Liquid fan, which I imagine a lot of the people here are, Henry. But This round, just one they're looking to try and forget about as they go pushing out into mid, hoping they find something for Device. It is just a shooting gallery, and it's Taco and Naf left alive. Not expecting too much from them. This round, any damage they can get is fantastic. They're not going to be able to find much. Naf manages one, that's it. Astralis 10-1 up. 9 rounds to their advantage right now. The buy is going to be coming in for Liquid. Nitro still yet to field a kill.
That's not good news, Harry. If your in-game leader, your sniper, who's got Device to deal with, and he's at round number 12, he hasn't got a kill. Twist as well, he's only had 1 round, he's had any sort of impact, 3 kills for himself as well. This is just looking very weak from Liquid. We'll see what they can do. If they can get 11-4, for example, that would be fine, recoverable. As Device, though, they've got so much freedom, plenty of money to work with him, and take some risks. Go into the next round, still no orb for Nitro. Device just holding these mid doors, looking for any bit of intel he can find. Dupree rotating in towards those B doors here. Another default from Liquid, but focusing towards long. There's no presence there at all as of yet. So Device will just making his way towards the A side. They're going to want to flash this. They can't cleanly peek towards A, surely. One jumps in towards the pit as Device does spot him. Bit of a risk from the player in the pit to even challenge that position. Device doesn't miss many of these shots.
He certainly does not. It's Nitro who's down in the pit right now. And yeah, you can always see he's not feeling too ballsy. He's actually tucked himself away. They're going to go pushing down. They're going to take the fight to Nitro. He's got to try and make a stand. There's his first kill of the round. He's going to keep peeking out, and Device shuts him down. Naf lining up this smoke down for CT, but he's been spotted. Dupree is tagged low. He's going to be rotating up from mid. Taco's waiting for this flank over in tunnels, but Device, he's going to shut down everything in this round. It was almost looking good for Liquid for a while. Astralis, they're so good at recovering these rounds. 11-1.
They've got 4th stage loss bonus now. They got the players in towards Pip. They had presence there, but what a reaction that is from Astralis. That just shows you what kind of level they're on right now. The fact they've spotted a player in the pit, you know what? We're not even going to let you execute. Whatever you've got in mind, we're shutting it down. We're coming for you. You're on the offense, but you're hiding in the pit right now. And Device plucks him off, gets himself towards the car. They try the A split this time, and it just doesn't work out for them at all. B rush, boys, why not? Let's give it a go. 5 players committing. The grenade damage, though, is just off the scales as Dupree starts to mow them down, and they've still got mages to deal with here. Finally, they have a bit of an advantage. Device maybe overcommits with the AWP. Still a chance here for Liquid. 3 versus 2. Need to get that bomb down first, and they have got a bit of time because the smoke's out of doors. Oh, the grenade, though. Oh, it doesn't get planted, Harry. Just when they had a window, it's now a 3 versus 1. Nitro has got 2 kills to his name now, but he's going to need a lot more than that if he's going to have a chance of winning this round.
Yeah, 5 HP in a 1v3. The bomb's still to plant. There is time for him to work with, but he's completely surrounded right now. Nitro going to go peeking out. Device just homing in on this angle. Nitro spots Device down in mid. He's going to tag him up. That hasn't prompted a peek in. You almost saw Zipnix go for the reaction peek in through the window. Nitro. Crowd rallying behind him.
He's gonna need him, guys.
He definitely does. He needs it now more than ever. He's going to at least get the bomb. He has a Molotov. Zipnik's going to go peeking in. Might be able to deny this, but no, Nitro's managed the bomb plant. Flash goes over. Flashed off the angle. Zipnik's going to find him. And Astralis, they hold on to that. They get themselves a 12th round.
A little bit dicey there. That was the force buy, but remember, they've got the maximum loss bonus now. With the bomb going down, there's still money there, and it'll be about $4,500 per player, maybe 5K in some instances. And I can't really tell you what Liquid can do at this point. Nothing's working. They've tried the B rushes. They've tried the B splits. They've gone defaults into A splits. There's not really much left to chuck in apart from the kitchen sink at this point. As we get to round number 14, they're just working out if they want to bring out the AWP. Team Liquid currently have 1 round, Astralis 12. As we get into round number 14 here. No more double orbs for Astralis. We said they tried that out, didn't work. Everything else looks perfect, so just stick with this, I'd imagine. As the grenades get lined up for middle once again. Surely doesn't land a load of damage. Oh, Twist, you keep eating them. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it seems. As he'll be thrown in. Nitro by himself. Where's the trade potential at? What was the plan there? Nitro just runs through and knife out through mid-doors. I couldn't really tell you the rationale there, but Alish will be trying to challenge Glaive. There's so many solo plays going on, Harry. This is not how you're going to win rounds. 1 by 1. This is shocking. This is probably over at this point. Oh, I say that. Nafly does get a couple back, but will they better plant? No, they will not. Just running with the bomb out.
And that's going to leave Naf in pretty much an impossible scenario here.
Yeah, player flanking him up through short now. Ooh, maybe he wants to try and get us believing. There's his third kill. Device is over here on short, playing around in the smoke. Naf is so good in these sort of clutch situations. He is tagged out at 51 HP, but there's the fourth kill of the round. It's Magisk 1v1 with Naf. Naf has to ace it for the win, and Magisk over at long and to shut him down.
That guy's so pumped right now. Magisk is on 18 kills, 5 deaths. He's won 2 massive clutches for the squad so far. He just seems so calm. It seems like he's on point. Normally I'm saying that about Nafly. And we'll get into the final round here. They just haven't got anything going here at all on the T side of Dust2. They'll have to buy what they can. AKs, Deagles. Naf hit some great shots there, but it's all in vain. As the money obviously not going to be weakened in round number 15, and they didn't win the round. Can they pull off the last one and avoid the 14-1 scoreline? 13-2, you win the pistol, it's still recoverable. 14-1, I would say that's pretty much a death sentence.
Well, this is their attempt. Out through long they go. Device going to open things up. 4 players still barreling forward. The utility slowed them right down. They've grinded to a halt. They have been able to get control of long. They lost Nitro for it, trying to get the trade onto Device.
Oh, here we go. Device needs to be taken down here. He's got a shooting gallery in front of him as he hits 2. He'll only kill 1. Nafly down to 17 HP. Twist has to make another magnificent play here. They've got the man disadvantage in many ways, and that's going to be it, I think. 14-1 as it's left to the lead on 1 HP. It's difficult to get hyped up so far about the grand final, this sort of performance, but remember, this is Dust2. It's a new map in the pool, and Astralis, in terms of individual skill, teamwork, they're off the scales right now. Other maps, you have time to build yourself up and work into executions. Dust2 don't really have that sort of freedom.
Well, Henry, I've got some stats for you. I know that you're a numbers man. I know you're a big fan of the numbers. Almost 1,000 damage right now for Astralis off their utility in these first 15 rounds. For Liquid, they've done 0 as a team.
No, that can't be right. They've done 0 utility damage?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't even really seen them buy many nades. The Molotovs haven't really been landing. They haven't really had utility to work with, Henry. But yeah, I mean, this is just showing how masterful Astralis are, the whole sort of, the theory behind these rounds right now. The utility's finding so much damage. They look so confident. And I mean, I think it speaks volumes that the bomb, when he goes down twice in that entire first half, despite the amount of times we actually see Liquid reach the bomb site.
They get to the bomb site and they get a couple of cheeky kills towards the end. But again, I've said this many times about Team Liquid in this tournament. CT sides look fantastic. The T sides, they're relying too much on stars to actually find them rounds as they get into a must-win pistol here. It's a fast approach from Astralis. The headshot comes in as the CTs run back. Taco surely doesn't find anything here. Device will take it down. And there's so much damage inflicted towards Nitro as well. He's got 2 kills to his name. Molotov at his feet, and he'll burn down. Twist has been headshot as well. No one can even peek these Astralis players at this point. And they've got Glocks. It's the USPs that are struggling. Another headshot comes in. The round's just over. It will be map point already. Alige needs to hit absolutely everything here. The bomb's already crossed over. And this one's done, I'm afraid. Not the best map to kick off a hyped up best of 5, but it's a long journey. You just got to pick yourself up, dust yourself down, and concentrate on that next map. Take the 15 minutes or so you have, but at this point, I would say it's a formality. CZ's coming out the arbor as well. The scout for Nitro, 3-16. Same scoreline for Twist as well. 2 players that really need to pull the socks up if they're going to have any sort of chance here as the best of 5 develops. And this is a map people were saying, like, Liquid are looking pretty good on right now, but Astralis are completely decimating them. My goodness, doesn't get any easier.
Yeah, I mean, just look at them go. Device opening up down mid. Yeah, at this point, you feel kind of right. It does just feel more like a formality. Liquid, can they find something towards the end here? Just show us that they are still, looking to come into this fighting. Astralis have looked so damn good.
One thing I will say, it's definitely still worth fighting the best you can. Even if you get like 3 or 4 rounds in a row, someone's a big clutch, it's going to hype everyone up, And this could be it. Alige does get 2 from the bomb site itself. No HP in front of him, so this could be the lifeline they need, but unfortunately he'll be taken down. Lovely shot from Dupree, and there it is. Taka going to be tagged up by the scout. Device misses the second shot, and he is dropped in the process. Bomb to be planted, smoke down. Can they win this round?
Well, Dupree is tagged up. They're going to try pushing through this smoke. Twist and Taco making their way in. Dupree, one shot, all that it takes to get rid of him here. He has support from Ziknix as well over towards Long. And they're just lighting them up. Everyone goes down. Astralis 16-1 in this first map. Henry, what did we just witness?
Just Astralis operating at maximum capacity right now. Everything was spot on, everything was perfect, and Liquid just didn't have a response for it. They were getting destroyed by the grenades. They couldn't even get close to the bomb sites. We said the AWP would be a factor there, and Device just devoured them. Nitro did nothing there. He's the AWP player. He's going to be rattled after that one. They need to just take it calmly, though. They can't let this affect them too much. It's a long journey in this best of 5. Still plenty of time to recover. Dust2, they'll want to forget it quickly, but we've still got a long way to go, and we'll take it to a break and be back with the analysts.
Incendiary out.